Yeah, it all started back in 2012, and that's one of the years that I remember the most because that's the year that we moved to the States. We originally wanted to move to Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, but one of my uncles who lives in the States was like, hey, it's better for you guys to move to Virginia, be close to us. And um, that was a maternal uncle. And mom was under the impression that him and my two other uncles would be able to help if we move close to them. I mean, we did move close to them, and we only lived like about 3 miles away from one of them. But they were just caught up in their busy life, and we didn't see them as much as we wanted. But at this point, we understand. It's just how life in America works. So my family, 10 members at the time, we moved to the States, Virginia, and 3 months into the move, um, that's when we learned that there's bills that we'd have to pay, electric bill, water bill, besides rent, and none of us had jobs at the time, and we were running out of the budget that was set for us to get by till we get all of our documents sorted out and start applying for jobs. Um, I was senior in Kuwait University. I never imagined in my life I would be starting off a low, I mean, minimum wage job at Walmart. I was a little ashamed to tell my friends back home that, that's my first job ever. I kind of kept it to myself. And ironically, it was in the bakery department. And I don't know how to do a single thing in the kitchen. So it was a struggle, and it was also a shock to me, in addition to the shock of, uh, moving to the States. So yeah, for 3 days on the job, I was just going to work, coming back home, crying myself to sleep. And 3 months later, I mean, I was making good enough money, and now that the budget ran out, and I was still the only one working in the family, I was like, okay, I guess this is one of the reasons why God made me come to the States with my family, even though I was a hardcore no, I'm not gonna be moving to the States. I have all my life in Kuwait. Uh, my 21-year-old self was like, hey, I have a car, I go to college, like, I got everything that I need in my life. So yeah, sometimes I go back to that and I think, okay, there was a reason for me to move with my family. It was, to be able to help them with at least paying off the bills. And that shaped my personality in a lot of ways. Like I never thought that I was that strong. It showed my true colors. I was able to prove to my family that, hey, I can be independent. I can be able to support people too, and like be able to help you guys out. It broke my dad's spirit. I mean, he was the sole provider in Kuwait, and to see that his quote quote spoiled daughter be able to step up and like take care of the family. I mean, in a ways he was proud of me, but in other ways it broke him because he felt like it was his fault that the family was not doing well at the time. because the whole move was his decision. He did not really take anyone's consideration into it. So, and I remember him approaching me. I've never seen my dad cry in my life. And to see his face with tears streaming down his face and ask me for forgiveness, it just kind of made me blame myself for. I mean, I never really voiced the blame for putting a hold on my academic life, but I kind of showed it in my body language. Like, I would not, yeah, I don't remember that I've even sat down and talked to him ever since I got the job at Walmart. But yeah, he was on the verge of committing suicide. He had a mental breakdown. It was really rough on him, and I was a little selfish to notice that. After a while, he started talking to other people in other states, and he contacted one of his friends, I mean a cousin, in Columbus, Ohio, and that's he kind of consulted me on that one, and he was like, "Hey, I understand that I made you move forcibly the first time, but it's really up to you if you want to stay this time, or if you want to move with us to Columbus." Mom also broke down and she was crying and asking me to not not be left behind this time and go with them. And yeah, I can definitely say this time it was really my choice to move to Columbus. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that move. And everything just started to get better after that. Yeah, alhamdulillah. We had, if you can say, like a support group, family here, cousins of my dad's, that were more of a help than my uncles back in Virginia. And they kind of guided us into, not me specifically, but helped dad and my brothers to get in the workplace and, like, look for jobs and all that. There were little things as, going on grocery trips and to the doctor, or like try to get health care. They were able to help us in that areas. And I remember one of my aunts here, she took me to OSU, and like that's when I started looking to schools and like try to get back and get my education done. Yeah, they were definitely there for us and helped us get back on our feet. I definitely think I'm a lot stronger as a person, more of myself, more outspoken. I don't shy away from voicing my opinions anymore. It's just that in Kuwait, it's just how the culture and the community works, and girls are expected to listen to their elders, specifically their dads, their brothers. So yeah, any male figure that is older and a family member, you would have to assume that they know what's best for you and just listen to them. But yeah, I'm independent now, and I can make my own decisions. I would take advice. However, it doesn't always mean that I'm gonna be, you know, applying it or taking it. Yeah, it always helps to get out of your comfort zone and like make friends, especially if you're in a new country. Not only helps you to overcome the language barrier, but it like it's always nice to have friends to support you and be there for you in a new country. And that's something I really value because this might not sound nice, but I do have a better connection with my friends than my family. It's partly the cultural and like traditional side of how my family treats me that most of the time it doesn't really feel like it applies to me. So it was really hard for me to follow and like when they look at me they see a rebel because I don't necessarily think that traditions and cultures are our way of living. I think that it's better to take like bits and pieces from yeah. Since I'm like the product of three cultures, it's really hard for me to think that one is the right culture for me. So and that didn't always resonate in a like a good way to my parents. So yeah, it's just that with friends, I guess they're not as judgmental as my parents, as my family. They don't really expect of me to act in a certain way. And I felt like more like myself around them. That's why I feel closer to them.